Hey crafters, it's me, Jen Evers with Quality Crafts, and welcome to another Technique Sunday. So we do techniques twice a week here, on Sundays from 2 to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, and on Thursday evenings from 6 to 7 Central Standard Time. And if you're looking for a quick card made out of scraps to give you some inspiration in the middle of the week, Wednesdays is the time for that, and that starts at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I am on live today here, actually, all of them now, all of my videos are live. So if you join us live, you can join us for the chat. I got something all over my hands today. So I will be stopping here to say hello to people in the chat, people that have come over from the community. If you're not a part of our Quality Crafts community, you want to join us on Facebook at Quality Crafts, and as soon as one of my moderators gets in here, they'll pop down some links for you, but they are always linked in the description box below, so you can find everything there for your convenience, including a list of recommended supplies and links to Amazon and where you can purchase them. I do affiliate with Amazon, just so you know. I get a tiny commission for so much sales that I make, and then that helps keep my channel running. So thank you guys all so much for using my links. I really appreciate it. One thing to note, if you're going in on a link, it doesn't matter if you purchase that product or you purchase underwear for your husband, it all counts towards the same thing. So thanks for using the links again. I really appreciate it. Another way that you can help this channel maintain and for me to become full-time, to be here for you guys all the time, would be to join me on Patreon and pledge on the tier that is right for you. So we've got Penny here today. Hi, Penny. She's a moderator. They're in blue. So thanks for being here today, Penny. And I'm going to say hi to some people. We've got Suze Gray from Atlanta, Georgia. Alina. Jill Lucas from Waukesha. She's in Wisconsin. She's another Wisconsinite, just like me. Julie Prince. Sharon Schaefer. Deanna. Alina. Carlene Stewart. Hello from Florida. She's got her shades on. That would be awesome. It's like my dream to move down south and be where it's warm all the time instead of just 3 months out of the year. And Hadassah is here. Hello. Cindy's here. Well, I could say buy underwear for your husband, or, you know, if you need a nose hair remover, or you need, I don't know, I try to say something that's funny because it's really important to have humor in your life. So I just want you to know, you know, if you do online shopping and you're going out, you need Tupperware for your kitchen, or you need tweezers for your bathroom. It doesn't matter what you're buying. If you go in through one of my links, no matter what you purchase, it helps out my channel. So thanks for mentioning that. Scrapper's Break Room. Hello. Hi, Rita and Judy from Mississippi. That's awesome. Sharon Powis is here from the UK. This is awesome. We have tons of people in here. So much fun. So glad to see you guys. I typically, if you're unfamiliar with my channel, start at 5 minutes after the hour. That way everyone's got a chance to get in. They don't miss the beginning and they're not bummed out. If you're watching it archived and this isn't for you, you can skip through all the chatter and just jump right into the project. Hi, Tarita. Oh, look at all the hearts. Thank you, girl. So nice of you. So we've got 31 people in already. We've got about 3 minutes and then we're going to start. I have like, I don't know what I got in here. I was eating pretzels, so maybe it's pretzel salt. I'm just going to give this a quick wipe down here. We're going to make these really awesome 2 and even 3-toned stamps. It's called 2-tone stamping, but really you can add as much ink to it as you want. And just experiment with it. Have fun. And here's the cards that I created using a few of them that I had made. So this is what we're doing today. This is the stamp set that I'm focusing on. You can get this in my store at qualitycrafts.com. It's Teresa Collins' Sweet Afternoon. So if you go to qualitycrafts.com, you click on the upper right-hand corner on Store, and then you click on the category called Stamps, and you'll find it there. If you don't want to have to search for it, you can just go in the description box below, find where it says what stamp I used for this video, and just click on it. It'll take you directly there. Hi, Mildred. Okay, thanks, Sharon. The Cademans will be back next week. That's awesome to know. Michelle! Hi, Michelle. Thanks for coming. We've missed you too, but we're glad that you're healing well. And hopefully you won't have any more setbacks because we really, really care about you. So the inks that I'm going to be using today, I'm going to do a little bit of experimenting, but if you want to know the ones that I used for the ones that are right on this card and on this cardstock here, I used Stampin' Up! Inks, and these are the ones that I used. So if you're looking specifically for the colors that I used, if you're, really want to do that, I used Tempting Turquoise, Brilliant Blue, Orchid Opulence, Yo-Yo Yellow, and Pink Passion. And I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter what kind of inks you use. All the different kind of inks that you have are going to give you different outcomes. So if you use, hi Marita Parker, if you use Tim Holtz Distress Inks, which we will play with today, I think you'll find that it gives you a different look, because Distress Inks were not made to stamp and have a solid image. They were made to be like modeled and vintage and shabby. So I want to give all of you guys who are like, I'm not sure about, well, hi Consuelo, hola. She put, I'm going to guess that she doesn't understand English, so she said hello and she was leaving. I'm going to play around with these with these Distress Inks too, because I want you guys to see what the difference is. Let's see, what else can I say? If you use pigment inks, those I believe are meant to be wet longer, so they'll work, but you just have to make sure that you're not touching it or smearing it afterwards, that kind of thing. Hi, Jill Lucas. What is this? Look, Jill Lucas / Lil Miss Hot Rod Crafts. Oh, cute name. Oh, Aya from Finland. Hello. How cool. Okay. So, oh, thanks, Alina. I would have had no idea. I just kind of guessed from the very few words that I do know. This one turned out really pretty too. And you're just going to have to play around with what inks you have and what colors you have and just see what you get. And that's going to be the fun part of today. I'm going to grab some cardstock and we're going to get started. We're just going to play around with this and see what we get. So I've got some card fronts. Not that I'm definitely going to stamp on here and use this as a card front, because I will probably fussy cut some things out. Memento Dewdrop inks, that's cool. Those will work. Anything that you have, pull it out and play with it. It doesn't really matter what specific kinds that you have. So we've got this Teresa Collins set called Sweet Afternoon that I carry in the store. Has this really cool butterfly. Now if you look really closely, there's like some printing and stuff going on, but it's almost a solid stamp. You can tell by that's almost black, right? You want a solid stamp for this. That's going to turn out the best. But feel free to play with whatever kind of stamps and things that you want to see what kind of look you can get. So let's go ahead and do, you want to do your light color first and then your dark color. So let's just jump right into this. I'm going to do yellow and pink right off the bat. Yo-Yo Yellow and Pink Passion. Not that it matters, just pick a yellow and a pink of whatever ink that you have. Ink it up completely in the light color first. And my colors are all getting a little bit dried out. I've had them for like 10 years. And then you're going to roll the stamp in the second color. If you only want it on the very edges, then only touch it on the very edges. See that? There's pink. You hold it up with the white paper. Do you see how there's pink just on the very edges? Very, very edges. If that's the look you want, then go with that. Otherwise, roll the stamp all the way around and you'll get some of that pink all the way around the stamp. Do you see that? So let's go ahead and stamp and see what we get with this one. This is not a precise art. This is stamp it and see what you get. Look how pretty that is. Now, if you're using distress inks where they react with water, you could go in with like a paintbrush or a water brush and kind of blend these colors even more together if you want. But we're not using the distress inks right now, so I'm just going to stick with this and see what other kind of fun colors we can get. So if I go back and look at some of these other ones, now this is going to dry probably to look something similar to this one right here. So the color might change slightly as it dries. Just know that. It might get a little bit lighter. This one looks like we used a blue and a pink to maybe get a little bit of mixing and a little bit of purple. So let's try that. We'll keep our pink out. We'll pull out the blue. This blue is called Brilliant Blue. And then just start experimenting. So I'm going to do this one up in pink. I have a problem sometimes getting towards the middle. My ink pads have sunk in some. Make sure I get ink all the way through the middle of that. There we go. See, and I look at it to see if there's ink over the whole thing. And then I'm going to add a little bit of blue around the edges. All right, let's stamp that down and see what we get. I probably could bring you in a little bit more. Let me know if you want me to. But if I do, then you're not going to be able to see what inks I'm pulling from. So look at that one. That one's pretty. See, my ink didn't fully get on the middle. That's okay. What if you want to put a couple of jewels on there for your card? That would turn out fabulous. Look how pretty that is. I love this technique. Let's see, some other ones that we did, a yellow and like a lighter blue or a turquoise. Let's try that. Get rid of these and pull our yellow back out. And this is yo-yo yellow, I think. And then this one's called Tempting Turquoise. So again, start with your yellow, lighter color, just because you don't want, if the inks are gonna mix a bit, you don't want your dark one going on your light ink pad. That would just be awful. And then I'm gonna roll this around so we get a little bit on the edges, and this should kind of add in a little bit of green since we've got blue and yellow together, right? Look at that. Hi, Elise. Welcome. Thanks for coming today. If you guys have friends that are hiding in the background that are like, oh, I don't know, tell them to come on over and watch, because we've been kind of at a stagnant 50, 60 people each time, and I'd like to see this grow, but it won't grow unless you guys tell people. Tell people that this is fun, that we hang out. This is like our club, you know. This is our crafty time. You never have to worry about your mojo, because there's always going to be somebody here, me, giving you something new and fun and exciting to work with. So tell people, spread it around, put it on your Facebook page. Hey, guess what I'm doing right now? I'm going to go over to Jen Evers' channel and I'm going to watch her do two-tone stamping, and then I'm going to do some of my own. So don't forget that when I'm done here, I'm going to leave this blue out. What is this one? Tempting Turquoise. When I'm done here, I'm going to go over to our group, which is Quality Crafts on Facebook, and I'm going to put my makes into an album, so that when you guys are done making it and recreating and coming up with all of your cool ideas, you can post in that same album and we can all learn from each other. So there's constantly stuff going on that we can be inspired from. So nobody has to come in and say that they lost their crafting mojo, because we create it all the time on Quality Crafts. Let me just pull out a couple more. You know what? I didn't make enough. Let me go ahead and do this one. I got some here yet. I have some right here that I cut to make a card base, because when we're done with this playing around, we're going to actually, I'm going to show you how to put it together in a card. Now, if you started off with me in the beginning, you already saw this card. And I bumped up the wings a little bit so that it'd be more 3D, but it still mails flat. So you don't have to worry about that. You just put glue on the center of it. Again, if you really, really like this butterfly, you can get this one in the store. And then I used the inks that I used on the butterflies themselves to ink this purple paper behind there so that everything is matchy-matchy, because we love that. We love matchy-matchy. Then we don't have to think about it. Now, this one right here is not quite two-tone stamping. It's more like 3/4 stamping. So let's try that. Turquoise, pink, and yellow, it looks like maybe we used. So let's give it a shot. Let's put down the yellow. We have our turquoise out already. We have our, we don't want to put it on our card base, not yet. And then let's pull out our pink and see what we can get. All right, so lightest color first, because you don't want your black or your blue and your pink just getting all over on your yellow ink. That would not be good. And then I'm going to put a little bit of blue on the outside here. And then I'm going to touch the edges so that I can get it right in the middle. Do you see that? And then I'm going to touch the blue in the very center. And all I'm doing is just trying to touch that in certain spots on the ink pad. And then we're going to stamp it out and see what we get. Look at that. So cool. Now, like I said, if we try this with the distress inks, we might actually be able to get those to blend out a little bit more, but I think that's really pretty. So let's go ahead and put these away just for now and pull out some of those Tim Holtz distress inks and see what kind of looks we can get with that. I want to show you what the difference is between these. So these are the ones that we just did. Really cool, right? And here are some of them after they've dried. Do you see how they've dried just a slight, maybe a slight bit lighter? I want you to keep that in mind. Not super, super light, but look at the difference. So you have to decide where you want your colors and stuff. Let's do, pull out one more of these. I might have to cut more cardstock. I didn't cut enough. Wipe off your butterfly in between just to make sure that you're not mixing all these up. And I have all these little distress inks. I'm going to take some of these. Oh, see, that's what I don't like about it. You try to stack them up to save space, and anytime they fall off, then you have to figure out what caps they go with and what not. Look, and then you get it all over your finger. Tim Holtz, I know you're not watching, but hey, give us some better covers, dude. Alright, I'm going to pull these apart because I want to use like some different colors. So purple and blue, and this mowed lawn, that's a bright green. And this ripe persimmon, that's really pretty. Those are super dark colors. Let's go ahead and just, instead of running the stamp on it, we're just going to do it the opposite way. We're just going to go ahead and just dab these on there and see if we can't get more of like a rainbowy color. And then doing it this way, you can get them to blend a little bit more. And as you saw, if all you have is the big inks, you can still get them to blend. They're not going to blend super, super well. That's obvious. But I'm talking about this one. Like, there's definitely a line there. But let's see if we do this and we bring in a water brush, which I have 2 steps away from me. Where is my water thing? There it is. We've got a water brush here. We're going to go ahead and stamp this now. It's got a really nice rainbowy effect to it with these 4 colors on there. And we can still see some lines. So I'm going to take some water here and see if we can't get that to blend out a little bit. I don't know. Will it blend? Not sure. But if you add a little bit of water, let's see what happens. Oh, and you know what? It's not blending very well. But another technique that you can do, I just know that they react with water. But I'm not using watercolor paper. I'm using 110-pound cardstock. They did bleed out a little tiny bit. Super cool. It is getting super hot in here. I'm gonna open a window quick. You don't mind, do ya? I'm gonna open a window. Woo. There's some cool air in here. Alright. Now this is beyond and off in the sunset. Not two-tone stamping anymore. But as long as you've got your inks out and you're playing with it, you might as well learn how to do a couple of different things with it, right? So if you have a water sprayer, you can make these become like totally watercolored. Let's go ahead and put down some purple. So I like purple. And pink would go well with this too. Do I have a pink? Eh, not really. I don't. Let's use this one. I'm going to put a little bit of pink in the middle. That one's really juicy, holy man. And then a little bit of blue on the edge. Let's try that. Let's just spritz it with a little bit of water. Oh, my spritzer just fell apart. Okay. Alright, we've got those colors. See, I forgot to back you out again. They're like, hey, Jen, back it up. Back it up. spray this just a little bit till the water beads up. You see it beading a little bit? And then push it down. And now if you look, see the water underneath there as I rock it? It's kind of running together. I could have probably added even more water. Here it started to go together. And if you're using those kind of, if you're using that kind of ink, you can still do the drip technique. I don't know if you guys have seen that, probably. If I can get some to land on there. It's turning yellow because I've got ink all over my hands. And then you just dab it up like this. You can get little dots, like you bleached it. There, that's a really good one right there, where I dropped it, right there. You can get the bleach look too. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that you can do. Just play around with it. Let's wipe this one up. Let's try that again. I think we can get even better, way better. This is wild honey. I'm just gonna smoosh this over the whole darn thing. Wild honey it up. Then I'm gonna put the right persimmon down the middle. And maybe put a little fired brick on the edge. These colors are hard to see. But I'm going to try to spray this even more. There we go. Do you see that? That really is beaded up. Let's see what we get out of that one. Look at that ink just moving around as I rock that block. How cool is that? That's not a perfect stamp because that one's a very wet one, but it's a very watercolor effect if that's what you're looking for on a project. I'm just going to soak up a little bit of that water. Ooh, that's pretty. That's really cool. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Hopefully I'm a crappy enough singer that they won't flag me for playing copyrighted material. I don't think we have to worry about that. That's pretty. I really like the watercolor effect. I think I'm really falling in love with that. I also really like this one. So we got a whole bunch to choose from. Let's say we go ahead and use some of our two-tone stamping and even our other little things that we've done to play around with and make us a card. This one needs a little bit more time to dry because I put water all over that bad boy. But we can use these. Where's the other one that we did? We did these today. Let's stick with this. And we need a card base. There it is. Here's the first one that I created. I'll just bring this back in one more time because sometimes people come in. And let me back us out. We are way too close. There we go. That's better. You haven't seen me dancing forever. Maybe I'll dance. Maybe if we hit 60, I'll dance. How's that sound? We haven't hit 60 in a while. So there we go. Now, if you want this other layer here, you just pick a color that goes well with whatever you stamped and then make that the background. I'm thinking like maybe the pink because that's, or maybe the yellow. Pink or yellow? Which background would you guys like? Let me know. Pink or yellow, pink or yellow. I'm going to give it just a chance. I'm going to cut some paper while you guys tell me pink or yellow for the background. And I'm going to cut a little bit more paper. I didn't cut near as much as I didn't think I was going to use quite so much. But we got time. So pink or yellow? Well, hi, Carol Held. It's nice to see you in here. Long time no see. Oh my gosh, pink and yellow. We'll do a little bit of both. That sounds good. We'll do one pink, one yellow. My goodness. And just so that I don't have to worry about sticking my hand in where I put my ink on my paper as we go, I'm just going to go ahead and use this. So when I put this color on there, I'm going to use my little felt pads, and all I did was take a piece of felt and cut it up to match the rectangle on this Ranger tool. And then that way when they go bad, I just cut a little bit more felt. And you can get felt linked below in the description box, or you can go to Michael's or Joann's or big box store and get them. They're like, I don't know, 25, 35 cents a sheet. And so this is all I did to get that purple background, was just to put a whole bunch of this color right on this cardstock. Now, you only really have to worry about the edges if that's all you're going to see. Let me pull that out again so I can... I tilted mine, so really all they're seeing is the edge. You don't have to worry about the whole center if you're not going to see that on your card. You could also mix it up too. Like we could put orange on there as well. Or I could put pink on there and it would turn orange, wouldn't it? Let's do... Trying to find one that's got orange on it. I don't have all these cut for all the teeny tiny ones, so I just try to pick the one that's the closest and use that one. These stay with the big pads because that way I know where they are and I don't have to hunt them down. But for the itty bitty ones, I just use the ones that are laying around. So let's go ahead and add, what were you doing, pink and yellow? We need a pink. We'll have to just go ahead with this one. I don't have a little pink. This one's super, super juicy. I don't know if you can tell by how extremely dark this is, but I have to be careful with that. Did this one have one with it? Oh, it does. Oh, I got two of them. I'm pink happy sometimes. You can tell pink's one of my favorite colors. I'm going to rub that in there, but then I'm going to tap this off a little bit on here so it doesn't go crazy. Ooh, and it's turning a nice orange on the edge. That's cool. There we go, we can use that. And then we'll do this one just straight up pink. Now some of you guys like to use those little round disc ones, and those work great as long as you get used to it and you get used to how they function and stuff. But I've always used this, so this is just easier for me. I tried to switch over to those. Couldn't make it happen. Just wasn't turning out. So I just came back to what I know. That is pretty. So we could pick then, like, which one do we think should go underneath there? Definitely the pink one. Kind of depends on what butterflies you pick, right? That's cool. So we got a little bit of the pink, a little bit of the orange, and the yellow kind of sticking out. I really like this one. So you pick the ones that you like, and you fussy cut them out. So let's just fussy cut a few of these so we can put our card together. We could pull out, we can do one of these too, because look, that one on there would be cool. Oh, that would be so cool, right? Dana, I'm watching from my car. As long as you're not the one driving, girlfriend. That would be scary. Now you can cut this as super close as you want, or leave a little white if you don't want to have to worry about that. I'm going to actually cut right around those little antennae, and cut pretty close. Not exact, because I don't want to worry about being perfect. It's going to be a cool card no matter how you decide to fussy cut it. If you've got a scan and cut, I guess you could scan these in and cut it too, right? So do we have a lot of folks that came in late that missed some of the stamping? Because we can always go back to that at the end. We can always do a second round of stamping and see what other kind of fun colors we can make. If you could only get 3 colors, I would suggest getting the basic colors. A yellow, what is it? A yellow, a blue, and a red. If that's all you can afford, right off the get-go, get those 3 colors because you can mix them. Red and blue make purple, and yellow and blue make green, and red and blue make purple. What else did I miss? Green, yellow and red make orange. Did I say that one already? I can't remember. But anyways. So I could put that even right on that card if I wanted to. Let's cut this one out too. Right? A lot of us are living in areas where either we can't get to the store or we can't get to be around friends. So having the lives available like this is super fun, right? It's the Quality Crafts Creative Club. This one I cut a little bit closer, so I'll try to stick with that as I come around the other side. You don't have to be a perfectionist at fussy cutting to have a really beautiful card. Nobody's going to notice and look and say, oh, well, her fussy cutting isn't perfect. No one's going to say that. They're going to be like, that card is beautiful. How did you make it? And you're just going to say, because I'm a genius. And then I just take my bone folder and I hold on to the center and like pull out from underneath, because that makes my wings kind of bow over and make them look a little bit more natural. That's really pretty. What if we did like what if we cut like an oval out of this and put it on there? Let's try that. I've got a nice oval. I want a big one, the biggest one. What is it? A 4-inch oval. And we kind of want a little bit of that pink in both sides. Let's try that. That looks pretty good. And we could always ink it again too. So let's say we cut this and then we're like, well, we want more ink, more pink. We can ink more pink. We can ink more pink if we need. No big deal. A light pencil and then cut that out. So a lot of times I use tools that everybody has. So you don't need an electric cutter to make your oval. If you have something around your house that you can trace, you can use that. And then just use your scissors and cut it out. And my oval is not going to be perfect because, you know, but I do definitely want more. What did I do with that paper? There it is. I definitely want more pink on there, so I'm going to go ahead and add some more. Don't have to be a perfect fussy cutter. Definitely not. Woo! That's pretty. Whoop. I was going to say let's do the bleaching, but that's not, those aren't Tim Holtz Distress inks. Those are regular water-based dye inks. I don't know, does that come up with dye inks? I can't remember. I haven't played around with my inks in quite some time. Let's play around with it. Let's see what happens. Can we bleach these out? I think we can. Woo, that's cool. So cool. Can you see that happening? Look what's happening. Let's go ahead and dab that up a little bit. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's so pretty. Look, it's even doing it to the bottom layer that I have. Ah, that's so cool. Dun, 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 dun. So I was going to put this right in the middle. That way we've got pink and yellow to appease everybody. And then we can put our butterflies right in the middle. Oh, that's pretty. So cute. And then some of the ones that I did, like on this card, I actually stamped a little sentiment right across the top of him. And Take Flight, that is in this stamp set as well. It's right here, Take Flight. Take Flight. And then you could also do this one, Soar. And you could do them in white or black. Where's the other one that I have? I'll show you the one that I originally did. Oh, where did it go? The one that had Soar on it. Oh, I might have gotten rid of that one. Oh no, it's on here. It's on this page. Okay, so this one you can very, very lightly see S-O-A-R because I did it in white and it's almost not noticeable. Here's another one, Spread Your Wings. Spread Your Wings is also on here right at the top. Spread Your Wings if you're looking for that one. Soar. And then I did Soar on this one too and you can hardly see it. Because I did that in a white pigment ink. I used this one. This Color Box white pigment. That's another good idea. If you can only afford small ones, try to find them where you can get these little Color Box ones for like $1 a piece. They're probably $2 a piece now. And get some of these because these will work. But these are pigments, so these are going to stay wet longer. And they have a different kind of look to them. So it's up to you. Whatever kind of inks you can get your hands on. Or you have at home. This is so pretty. Now if I put that on our card base, it's going to cover up the whole darn thing, isn't it? Here's my base. There will be no white edge on there unless I tilt it. So you guys want a white edge or should I cover up the whole thing just like that? That's a good idea. If you cut off the antenna by accident, use tiny wires glued to the card and draw in little black lines for your antenna. That's a great idea. Thanks, Note Spinner. Are you new? Carol Held says, snip the corners off of the two corners. That's a cool idea. I think I have an actual punch that'll snip off the corners. Let's try that. I have this thing. Let's see what this does. I actually grabbed this the other day because I thought it was a corner rounder, only to find out that it chops it like this. That might not be enough, but let's go ahead and chomp off the corners and then see what we get. I like that idea, Carol. So if we do this, we get a teeny tiny bit of white in each corner. That's cool. What if we did a little bit of tearing? That would add a little bit of texture to it. Let's try that. Oh, we could put a little bit of orange on there to kind of go with what we've been doing here. I feel like that needs a little bit of water to make it move. There we go. Add a little bit of water and it makes that color move a little bit more. And it's even going to leak right onto that page. That looks pretty. And that kind of goes with our messy little motif here. That's cool. We could even add a little bit of glitter glue to that and make it shine. That would be really pretty. Oh, we hit 60! Dun, 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 dun. We got 60. We should dance. Dance for 60. Ta-da! I need to get up and dance more so. Man, me sitting all summer has not done anything for the waistline. I'll tell you what. Pretty bad. I like this. I think that looks really cool. We hit 60. I'll be darned. I think that's probably plenty enough on there. Let's go ahead and start putting this down. Oh, my glue gun walked away. Not my glue gun, my ATG gun. You know, if I could hear you guys too, I would have made you sing the Macarena. 63, huh? Whoop, whoop. Alright, let's see if we can get this as close to the edge as we can. That looks good. We could pop this up too. It's still a little wet, but I think there's plenty enough stuff on there, dry spots, to get this to work. Dancer size. I was actually a Zumba instructor for a good long time, but I just didn't have the guts to get up in front of a class. Like, I did a couple of them, and I just couldn't do it. I finally had to give it up. I'm sure if I kept on doing it, it would have been fine, and I would have gotten used to it and all that stuff, but man, this stuff is sticky. Sticky. I guess wherever this ends up, it ends up. Holy man. You can get this double-sided foam in my store too. It is sticky stuff. This stuff right here. Alright. Let's go ahead and just glue these babies down. And then I'm going to add a little bit of stickles, because everything is better with glitter. If you use stickles, you don't have to worry about glitter getting everywhere, because it's just a glue that you have to just wait for it to dry. Yes, I know the moderators have probably already said it, but if you haven't hit that like button, please do. Sometimes when we're watching a live, we don't think of that, but that's really important, because my channel does better if it looks like people are actually interacting, especially if you come back and leave a comment later on and say, hey, Jen, I really enjoyed that, or I really, really like that. Can you do more of this? Can you show more of this, or whatever? You know, whatever. This is so cool. I really like this card. It's all helpful. So let's go ahead and put some diamond stickles on there, right down the middle. And you can use gems or whatever you have in your craft room too. It doesn't matter. I just think stickles would look really pretty, because I did that on the other card and I like the look of it. And I think I'm going to put a little bit on this edge too. Not a lot, just a little bit along the very edge. Bring the whole card together there. So now, yeah, that looks really pretty up there. And the centers of them are shiny. You could do the whole darn butterfly if you want. Or maybe just the edges of the butterfly, maybe the edges of the wings. Just remember, if you put a whole bunch of this stuff on the whole darn butterfly, you might have to reshape it later, because the wetness of the glue is going to change the shape of your wings. Just a little FYI for you. So glad you're here. Look at that. They're so shiny. Dun, dun. I am catching a little bit of the, thank you, Judy. Thanks for coming. Thanks, Julie. So we've got some comments. Card is gorgeous. Stunning, Jen. Beautiful colors. So fresh. Jane Brown made it. I'm not sure what Sharon's talking about. She wants to post something in the group. I guess I'll find out later. You can private message me and talk to me about it. I don't know what you're talking about because I missed... You know, I'm so into doing this. Jen's got a lot of Jen faces. Judy, you want to see some more? I can make some really good ones when I take out my tooth. Come January, though, that problem's getting fixed. And you guys won't be able to see my hillbilly tooth missing anymore. Oh, Jill's trying to craft along. Well, that's kind of what this is for. Jill, that's okay. If you're crafting along, that's awesome. I forgot to put my butterfly away. I'm going to wrap it up here. We're kind of at the end here, and I want to just show one more thing. A little bit more two-tone stamping on a different aspect, okay? So let's put this away. I think this turned out so cool. So much even better than the very first one I made, but I like them both for different reasons. Fantastico. See, different ideas come from you guys because it's fun to craft together. You guys rock. I'm going to put this away. I don't remember where I had it. That looks good. Okay, I got to get some of these inks out of the way because they're all on top of something I need. And let's pull this back out. No, let's not. Okay, so if you have not seen my Frightful Fall collection, this is not it. This is just a few from the Frightful Fall collection. If you haven't seen the Frightful Fall collection, you want to check it out. It's a Frightful Fall Digi collection in the store right now. I always have a bundle on my collections that's 50% off. So if you buy the whole bundle, they're only $1 a piece. Otherwise, if you buy them individually, they're $1.99. They're still super, super cheap. But the bundle price is always 50% off if you buy them all. I just think that's a fair way to do it. If you're not on the email list, go to Quality Crafts, click on Store, and at the very top of the store is a little place for you to type in your email and click Notify Me. If you do that and you get on the email list, you'll know everything that's going on in the community, and every time there's a new Digi release, you're going to get even more off that bundle. So they're going to be even less than $1 a piece, but you have to sign up for that to get the code. That's just how it works. What I want to do here is I want to use some of these really big solid stamps to do a little two-tone stamping on top of some of my already done digis. Now, they're probably not quite, yeah, they are. I can get away with this one. The circle's probably not quite big enough, but that's okay. So what I want to do is some two-tone stamping on here to make it, so you get a digi and you go, well, I'm not a colorist. I don't know how to color. I'm not good at coloring. We got ya. It's okay if you're not. We're going to go ahead and use this one. I need an orange. Let's use spiced marmalade since we just have it sitting right here. Let's go ahead and do, let's say we're going to do these 3 pumpkins, but we want to use two-tone stamping because we're really not that good at coloring. Even though that's a lie, because we're all great at coloring. We're just all on a different journey. We're going to make sure we get ink all the way to the middle of that stamp. I don't know why this is like so bowed. There we go. See, I got some on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and just rock this around and get a little bit of orange on there in some spots. Not the whole darn thing, but enough to make it, yellow and orange. And then I'm going to try to cover up. These are not see-through stamps, but most stamps nowadays are acrylic and see-through. And I'm going to put this down and see what we get. Ta-da! Oh, I missed by a little bit, but check it out. I didn't have to color that, and now If I would have gotten it on, if I did use my Stamp-A-Jig, that would have totally worked. But now I've got a couple of pumpkins that I can cut out and use on a card. Let me wipe this off quick. I got something I want to show you. We got 10 minutes left. I can show you a few more tricks, right? It's always fun to learn something new. And if it's not new, maybe it's something you just forgot about. All right. So here's another fun idea. If I would have gotten a little bit more on that one, let's just say we did. There. I got a couple little corners on there, but I'm not going to sweat it. I've got a couple of these now that are colored. I didn't even have to color them. I just two-tone stamped them out. And I'm going to cut. I'm going to fussy cut them. Well, I like fussy cutting, so if you guys don't, just cut it out in a big, like, just cut around it like this in a big rectangle and call her good. You don't even have to fussy cut it. Let's skip that part. I like it fussy cut, though. So, okay, you could fussy cut it or you can cut it in a rectangle, however you want it to go. And then, because we've got a couple of other ones that are already cut out, we can cut out those little stems and do those brown. So, do I have some brown here? No, but I have a brown marker. My markers are always handy. So I'm just going to go ahead and just color that brown, and that one brown, and that one brown. That's good. And then these I will fussy cut. And maybe not perfectly, but I'm not too worried about that. These look a lot better if you take a little marker and go around them at the end. But you don't have to. It's just then you won't see the white. And then take your glue and glue that on. This is like paper piecing. Okay, so I put a little bit of glue on that little guy right there, and I'm going to put that little brown stem that I just colored. Look at that. Cool beans. And you can go back over the top and color some too. Let's say you don't want that quite so yellow. Go back in with your orange marker and, you know, mark it up. Have fun with it. Do different stuff. So let's go ahead and do the last two since we have them. So if you do go over to Patreon and join in, there is a private group that you get added to at that point that we do fun stuff in. And I do a lot of listening to those people as to what content should be put in and different ideas and stuff. And then we do naming games. I mean, I do some of that stuff in the Quality Crafts group too. So you don't have to pledge on Patreon to be in on the fun by any means. But if you want to be in on the private group, that's a way to do it. And the tiers start at just $1 a month. So it's super, super cheap to join in. There we go. Super cute. I'm going to finish fussy cutting out some of this. And now let's say maybe I want some of that pumpkin, I don't know what you call that. Pumpkin vine? Some of the vine that I have hanging out here. Maybe I want that to be green. And it just didn't work out in my two-tone stamping, but now I can add color if I want. So I'm going to finish fussy cutting that out just a little bit. Get rid of some of this stuff. And I'm going to grab a green marker. And then I could go ahead and color in the leaves. So you don't have to have Copics, Spectrum Noirs, alcohol markers. You can just use regular old markers to color stuff in. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope I was totally out of frame there. Once you get really good at stuff and you want to jump into that, go over to the store and check out the links to the xoxo markers. If you want to just begin with alcohol markers, that's a good way to go. They're 50 cents a marker. So it's like $37 for 80 markers. And they're alcohol based, and they're the ones that I use for coloring the most. I have them sitting kind of near me, but there we go. Super cool. Hi, Cynthia. So you could do the same thing for all this. Let's say we don't want to do yellow and orange. Maybe we want to do the funky colors for Halloween that are like blue and purple. So that turns out cool. I think that the gel pen resists. Let's check that out. Where's that gel pen hiding? Do we have time? 2:54. I got 6 minutes. What the halo? Well, I did. It was sitting right here. Every time I do a video, something's walked away. But that's only because, I wasn't really planning on using the gel pen in the first place. Well, shoot the beans. I can't find it. Put that up. Anyway, I was going to try to do a resist because I want to do this guy. No, I want to do this guy right here. I was going to do kind of a resist. What else can we use for resist? Well, we could do embossing. We could do... There's other things we can do with that. But I don't really have time for that. So let's just go ahead and do a blue and a purple because we can. We'll do the blue first. I'm using Salty Ocean and Dusty Concord. And I guess I'm just going to kind of wing this around like this so we don't end up with a whole bunch of straight lines. And then, because I can, I want it to fill that, but I don't want it to be really, really rough. I'm going to go ahead and spray this like we did on the other one. Okay, and then I'm going to try to get this over the whole darn thing. And then give it a second to soak into the paper because sometimes when you do this kind of a thing, the ink just needs some time to soak in. Ooh, look at that. Now, you could cut around that and you just put that right on a card. So you tell folks, you can use digis even if you're not a colorist. Check that out. That's really pretty. Now, and then you're going, well, Jen, but, I really wanted the pumpkin to be orange. Well, okay. Let's do an orange one. We got this pumpkin that matches that because I printed these out a little bit smaller. Let's go ahead and use this spice marmalade because it's a really fun color. Okay. And I'm going to add a little bit of ripe persimmon because I think it's just a slightly different color. I could be wrong. And you can use yellow too if you want, but I want to make darn sure that that thing is orange. So I sprayed it a little bit with water. And then give it some time to soak into that paper. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. That's fabulous. Yes! You could even cut out the stars if you want to, although the stars are kind of a little bit putsy. Even for me. But let's just go ahead, and even while this is still wet, try to get this a good fussy cut. The pumpkins are not that hard to fussy cut. They got a couple little bumps, but for the most part, they're not super hard. So encourage your friends to try out digis. It doesn't take any space in your craft room. You can store them right on your computer, and now you've got really super great prices on those right now. Anytime you buy the whole bundle of any digi release, and the bundle stays in the store all the time, it doesn't disappear, you save 50% on that. So if they're $1.99 and there's 14 stamps, you only pay $7 for the whole, right? 14 stamps. You'd only pay $7 for the whole thing, I believe. Or it might be 10. I can't remember. I've done so many lately, and I'm on like this whole drawing thing, and whew, sometimes I just make mistakes because I can't remember. I got CRS. Any of you guys got CRS? You probably do. I can't say what it stands for because this is a family channel. But it's what you get if you can't remember your keys, or you walk into a room and can't remember why you're there, that kind of stuff. So then I'm going to paper piece that right on there and check it out. Oh, that looks so cool. You know what I'm really bummed about? I'm really bummed that I can't find that darned gel pen. I was using it last night. It should be just laying right here. Let me pick up a few things. Because then you could go over the top of these stars with the gel pens to make them look white. You know what? I'm just going to grab one from the store because that one's probably running out anyway. And then I'll have another one. Say hello to everybody. Say hi. Yeah? Can you guys hear Liney? He was trying to say hello. He was giving it his all. Alright. I'll have to locate that gel pen when we're done. I just can't find it right now. Oh, it's 3 o'clock. I hope you guys don't mind. We're going over a little today. Sometime during the school year, there will be times when I don't quite do an hour. Sometimes I'll only hit a half hour. It's just going to all depend. I start back to school this next Wednesday. Oh, that looks so cool. Look at that. You could, oh, I guess you could have done them yellow, but yellow won't show up. But that will. Oh, I don't want to stick my hand in the gel pen. I think this would look really cute with torn edges. Try not to touch the gel pen. Since the edges are already kind of bumpy, I'm just trying to get the torn edge look because that's really neat. Look at that. And we've got ourselves a cute little embellishment that we can put on a card. And if we weren't already at 3 o'clock, I would take some time to maybe make another card. But that'll be time for another day. Let me move this stuff out so we can do our end review like we usually do. And I'll show you some of the stuff that we've done. It's time to eat, I know, buddy. We're wrapping up. We are wrapping it up. I appreciate the reminder. So here's the card that I made originally. Super cool. Let's see if we can back out just a tad. There we go. Move some of these inks. And then here is the stamp set we used for Spread Your Wings, Soar, Take Flight, and the butterfly that we did, mostly. It's called Teresa Collins' Sweet Afternoon. You can find that in the shop. And then here's a whole bunch of different butterflies that we did. We did a really cool watercolor one. Wouldn't that look pretty on top of our little night sky there? Oh, that'd be cool. And then we did a couple of like some, well, we dripped water on this one. That one looks cool. And then, whoop, we did some rainbow ones, like this rainbow one. And a couple of them we sprayed with water, and they turned out cool. So there's a whole bunch of different ones. This is the one that we definitely did today. I know that for sure. And then we took the Frightful Fall stamps, and we did a couple of just two-tone stamping, watercolor stamping. That turned out really super cool. And this was the card that we made today using the butterflies and the two-tone stamping on the butterflies. And they turned out bright and fabulous, didn't they? And look at the glitter just kind of glitzing off of there. That looks really gold. I love that. Super fun. Oh, we hit 70. That's awesome. Maybe we'll hit that on the next day. So the next time that we will be around to do something fun today is Sunday, will be the Wednesday card, a 10-minute card where I take an envelope that I've gotten from a subscriber with whatever kind of scraps they've thrown in there, set the timer for 10 minutes, and I take that from mailbox to masterpiece in just 10 minutes. Masterpiece. Well, definitely a card. And sometimes a card with the outside and the inside done, depending on, you know, where my brain goes when I see it. So I do not look at these envelopes before the video starts. I open them up on camera. I usually take a peek in there and look around. It's a family channel. If you're going to participate, make sure you send in things that are family friendly. I've never had to tell anybody that because everything that's come has been just fantastic. Just know that if you're going to send something in, I have like 10 weeks out, so we're like 2.5 months out, so just remember that. Join us on Patreon, pledge if you can. If you can't, my videos and my Quality Crafts group is free to everyone, always will be, always has been. Don't worry about that. What else do I want to say? The store is open. Oh, don't forget to go over to jensqualitycrafts.blogspot.com and enter our challenge so that maybe you can win the next digis that we're giving away. That is always cool, and it's once a month, so you have the whole darn month to get your project in. And if you don't have a blog, come over to Quality Crafts and we'll show you how to get all of your stuff processed in through there without even having a blog. All you have to do is have like Photo Bucket or something, and you can just link it to that, and it's a piece of cake. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is like one of my most favorite techniques. I think sometimes you can sort of tell because I wear my feelings on my face, that if I'm excited about it, it's something that I really love doing. And if I'm just kind of, either I'm not feeling well or it's not my favorite thing in the world, but I do like to bring you the stuff that you request, just that, you know, I'm a human just like everyone else. And when you come to Quality Crafts, this is real art. It's not perfected. It's not polished. It's for the real crafter. You get to see all my mistakes and everything live. So I really hope that you enjoyed this and that you'll come back on Wednesday, Thursday for another technique, and then next Sunday for another technique as well. On and into the school year. I cannot wait to see you guys next video.